Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Shofiyah Nida with name 23210106064. So, in this video, I'm going to retell a seminar about masa depan pendidikan nasional, tinjauan strategi dan kebijakan. Honestly, this seminar made me realize that education in Indonesia still has a lot of problems that are not simple at all. At the beginning, they talked about how the quality of education in Indonesia is still quite low. For example, based on PISA result, Indonesian students are still below the international average in reading, math, and science. So, that already shows that we still have a long way to go. One of the speakers, Dr. Nisa Felicia, explained something that I think is really important. She said that education is not just about access, but also about quality. So, it is not enough if students can go to school, but the school itself also needs to be good. She gave an example that in Jakarta, only about 34% of students can enter public high school. That means most students have to go to private school. And the problem is, not all private schools have the same quality. She also talked about the zoning system. It helps make access more equal, but it doesn't really solve the main problem, which is the lack of school capacity. So, her idea is actually quite practical, like increasing school capacity and also working together with private schools through something like a voucher system. Then, another speaker is Darman Imtiaz. Darman Imtiaz had a more critical opinion. He basically said that the education system still has a lot of weakness. For example, inequality between regions and also policies that don't always work well in reality. He also criticized the zoning system. According to him, it doesn't always help poor students, especially those who live far away from school. And one thing that really caught my attention is when he said that education can actually make social inequality worse. Like, rich students keep getting better opportunities, while poor students are still struggling. And honestly, when I think about it, that kind of makes sense in real life. Then, the last speaker is Odemus Bewitono, talked more about the deeper meaning of education. He said education is not only about academic skill, but also about building character, values, and culture. So basically, students should not only be smart, but also have good morals and strong identity. And I think this is important because sometimes education focuses too much on grades and forget about character. And yeah, from the discussion, I can see that all of them agree that education problems in Indonesia are complex. It's not something that can be fixed with just one policy. It needs cooperation between the government, school, and society, and also a long-term effort. So, in my opinion, I agree more with Dr. Nisa Felicia because her explanation is clear and her solutions are realistic. But at the same time, I also think Darman Imtiaz's criticism is important because it shows the real problems in the system. So overall, this seminar really opened my mind that improving education is not just about policy, but also about fixing deeper social issues. And maybe enough for me. Thank you for your nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.